Hold up, I am on my way. I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sun said it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my
Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Mommy Guide Inc. Yes, for those who are new to the channel and this is the first time that you're seeing me, I am Mommy Lala, and welcome to Vlogmas day number 18. Yes, it's already December 18 in this side of the world, right? So today I am joined by another dear crafty friend of ours who we love so much in the community. And the reason that the topic is such as today, because a few weeks ago, I actually saw her do this and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to actually revisit this technique because I haven't done so in a long time. But the way she did it was super awesome and nice. And so without further ado, let's bring in my guest for Vlogmas Day 18, none other than Elizabeth Costa-Rogers. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me today.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much again. I had to cut. Okay, hold on. I gotta fix that. Sorry, my friend. We forgot to
Oh no,
fix
you're
this one.
right.
All right. There you go. Yes. So Elizabeth is not the giant. I just zoomed
I
in.
am.
I just zoomed in so much. Sorry about that, my friend. All right. So first and foremost, let's say hi to the people who are coming in. Okay. So we have Jay. By the way, guys, how's our audio? Do you hear any feedback? Okay, so just want to test, or do I have audio? Because most of the time I actually mute myself, right? So hi Pam. Oh, Pam is awake. Oh yeah, because it's nighttime. It's when I go live at night that Pam is normally still asleep. There you go. Hi Jenna, and of course Jay saying hi to everybody. Here goes Nightbot again. Sorry, my friends. Hello Linda. Good morning. And hello Maddie. Thank you so much, my friends. Teresa, hello. All right, my dear friends, thank you so much for dropping by. Hi, Glo. Okay, my dear friends, I do have a question for you guys for today. And that question is not that one. Have you tried doing galaxy backgrounds for your cards? I know that I think the first time I saw this being done, Elizabeth, I think was like 7 years ago by Jennifer Maguire, and then some others followed suit. So I said, and that's
yes.
when I started like trying it out. So in the beginning, it was so scary for me because I never, I'm not a mixed media person, but I do appreciate it when I see people do this. And but so it's not something that I actually do all the time. So I often forget. And I'm sure a lot of people also have forgotten about, how they do this. Okay, so that is what hopefully, we will ask Elizabeth her process and be inspired by it. But first and foremost, Elizabeth, so how have you been? Elizabeth has been here for my craft every day in August, and that time you hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. Right? So that
Yes.
week, right? So we were celebrating alongside with you, and now you're almost on to the 2,000 mark, guys. So, yes, please do like, share, and subscribe to our dear guest and mine as well. All her Elizabeth's links are in the description of this video, and hopefully my moderator daughter will put the chat the link as well later on when she comes in. Okay, so Elizabeth, what is you, okay, or what is coming up for you in 2025?
In 2025,
The next year.
lots of lives.
All
We
right.
hold on one sec. My my headphones are being a little weird here. Let me see if that
Okay.
helps.
All right.
So in 2025, I'll be doing my regular pattern paper Mondays, and then
Awesome.
on the first Wednesday of the month, I'll be doing my wheel of brands and brands and materials. I keep wanting to forget it, but it's a really fun. I just put everything I own into the wheel of names and spin it, and it tells me what I need to use out of my stash. And a lot of the things, I may not use often. So, and I have a couple
Awesome.
of subbies. Yeah, a couple of subbies that play along. It's super fun. And then I do my affiliate push on Thursdays, which has been really good for me to pull out a specific company and really
Mm-hmm.
show my appreciation for them and why I use them as an affiliate, because, I'm not going to share things I don't like. So,
Exactly,
um,
right? Okay,
yeah,
so
so I do that, and then we're just gonna go, and we might have some pop-up lives. We'll be prepping for our birthday celebration for next year.
awesome. Yes, you just actually
Yes.
finished that week long, right? It was week long
Oh yeah.
celebration. It was so much fun. And I know a lot of people actually also love it. And with the prices, all of those things to boot. Yes, that was super awesome. I'm sure it took a lot of preparations to do that, right? So yeah, so
Yeah.
2025 is looking so great for Elizabeth. Of
Yes.
course, with her affiliations and her part of the different design teams will be definitely
Hmm.
looking out for those new products. I know she can't say yet what they are, right? So we
Right.
just have
They're
to make,
good.
yeah, they're good, right? So we just have to make sure that we are following Elizabeth. All right, so we go back to the chat a little bit, Elizabeth, and then let's start crafting. Yeah, so basically everybody's saying hi to everybody, and I love that about us, right? It's not my first time seeing you. There you go. Yes, because I went live earlier for you guys in the morning.
Oh
And
wow.
but that time I cook, right? Hopefully,
Right.
you call that cooking a bit, right? So I tried creating a Filipino dessert, Elizabeth, called buko
Oh fun.
pandan. It's coconut in a pandan leaf, and then
Uh-huh.
made it into like a jelly cake with just
Oh
jello and
wow.
graham crackers. So it's very delicious. It's very easy to make,
Interesting.
guys. Yes, very, very
Wow.
interesting. There you go. Hi, Marian. Good morning, my friend. There you go. Fabulous. Audio is good. Thank you so much, Glo. Yes, we do have to check those every now and then. Oh, thank you so, so much for the thumbs up and the saying that audio is okay. Yes. We're getting better at this, right, Elizabeth? It took us like less than
Yeah.
15 minutes to set it all up. There you go. Yes. Hi, Teresa. Everybody saying hi to everybody. Yes. There you go. And it's good for space cats. Exactly. Actually, Jay, that's one of the cards. If ever I can do several today that I plan to do for you because I know that you love cats. All right. So thank you for the heart. Hi, Cheryl. Snowy. Okay, how do you pronounce this? Kuisnell? BC, Canada. Okay, I've never been to that place, so hopefully I pronounced that right. But I'm definitely
Yeah.
sure it's cold. So, big warm hugs, virtual hugs to you, Cheryl. Thank you so much for dropping by. Elizabeth's channel. Oh, yes, Jay is here and Jay is a moderator. Yes, thank you so much, Jay. Love you, my friend. All right, Jay, put in also your links there. No worries, my friend. Okay, if you know anybody's links, just put them down. Yes. Howdy, all. Hi, Dean. Thank you so much. All right. So, love the wheel too. Lots of creativity, right? That's a very nice thing that you actually are doing that there, Elizabeth. It can also be something that we can, do because there's so many things we have probably that we, when it's in fashion, okay, we use it all the time, and then something shiny and new comes along and it's forgotten, right? So that
Love it.
so yeah, so we can actually join Elizabeth during that time and grab the same things, we probably have as well. So that's a great way. Sometimes we're just lazy, but when we're crafting along with somebody, whether it's in real life or virtually, it encourages, right, us to do that as well. So those are really nice segments for Elizabeth's channel. All right, it's always fun to give back. Exactly. There you go. Thank you so much, Jay. All right, so Elizabeth, now let's talk
Yes.
about galaxy backgrounds. So, is this something that you like doing as a background, or you just every now and then you
Yeah, it's
remember
an
doing
every
it?
now and then, especially when I need something cold, because it's
Oh,
for me it's they're cold colors. Like you're pulling in the purples and the light blues and the light greens, and it makes it kind of a chilly setting. And if we use similar colors like we're going to use today, you can kind of fake an aurora borealis, which I also contribute to wintry things.
oh,
So they
perfect.
do pop out more in the winter. But yeah, I use this galaxy quick swipe because I need to be quick sometimes. I need to get the cards done. So
Right.
we can actually bust out a few.
Oh
So
my gosh.
hopefully
When
everybody will
Elizabeth
follow
said
along. And
quick, for me, it's like galaxy background does not equate to quick, right? But actually, she will show us that it actually can be quick. It doesn't need to
yep,
take so much time to create an awesome galaxy background. And yes, please, if you do have questions for Elizabeth, just put them in the chat and we will ask her about it. Okay,
yes,
so without further ado, let's go ahead and check out how Elizabeth, okay, creates her um backgrounds for
okay,
okay, this one. Okay, so we have here, okay, there you go, so the stamp wheel tool.
yeah. No, this is just the yeah my stamp wheel.
Uh-huh.
I do love the stick mat. They also sell the stick mat just by itself, but
Uh-huh.
when you need to hold your paper in place and you
Uh-huh.
don't want to use the tape, that's our go-to, is that nice wonderful
All right.
stick mat.
Yes.
Um so for super quick galaxy aurora borealis, that wonderful bright colors, I do recommend a nice black paper and then some oxides, because these are going to blend a really nice on here. If you don't have the oxides, you can do this with regular inks. You would just do it on white paper and then add black in to fill in some areas, if that makes any
Mm.
sense.
So I have a question for this one, Elizabeth, before we move on.
Yes.
Does the paper have to be like a mixed media paper or a watercolor
No.
paper? No. All
No.
right. That's
No, just
very
because
important.
we're most of it is just the oxides, and that works on all the papers.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we do our little splashies for like stars and stuff, it's so minimal a water, it's not gonna affect it. So you can go
All right.
65-pound paper. That's what I recommend as a base paper for card making, is 65
Mm-hmm.
pound. My black paper, I do buy the heavy stock at Michael's, so it's a bit thicker and it will hold a lot of water for the kind of paper it is. But no, it doesn't have to be anything specific, just a nice black paper.
All right. So Guys, if you're thinking that since you're going to be using inks and probably a little bit of water, that you need to have watercolor paper or mixed media paper, no, right? So
Nope.
a little bit heavier. Okay. So for
Yeah.
today, Elizabeth says she wants to start out with just the black cardstock. There you
Yep.
go.
And then for our distress oxides, because it's a different chemical than any of the other inks, I do recommend you have your brushes for those inks. And I like to start with my favorite color
Twisted
because,
citron. Yes, it's green.
yeah,
So for those who don't know, yes, although today Elizabeth is wearing reddish or maroon or like raspberry red. Okay, but her favorite color
yeah,
is really green. So you see our
it is.
background is also green. Okay, in the thumbnail. There you go. Okay, so
But
twisted citron.
yep, and it's going to be our bright color. So we want to get quite a bit down because when we layer into it, we're going to lose a little bit of it. And I like to go in a C motion. And this is for super quick. Okay, we're going to go into a C motion and we're going to lay in our twisted citron as deeply as we want or as light as we want. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to layer in some other colors, but we're going to expand it out. And you can add a little spot of it anywhere else if you like, if it's your favorite color. So
There
you're
you
going to have
go.
your nice swooshies. That's it. Just
Indeed, that was
nice
fast.
C's. That's that. That color is done.
All right. Now I have a question coming in from Jay. Could you use
Yes.
metallic watercolors instead of oxides?
Absolutely. You
Okay,
could use
absolutely, Jay.
anything you want. And if you're doing watercolors, I would probably let it dry in between layers so the colors don't bleed too much, or use no, I sometimes drown my paper. Don't drown the paper. But yeah, you could use anything, and you can paint in the same fashion. Just do in the C motions, and that's going to help get it done quickly. And then we're going to go in for a little. Now the yellow doesn't really do much for this, but we don't want to make mud when I pull in some orange. So we're going to lay in some yellow next to our green, not a ton, just to help things blend a little.
You know, watching you do this, Elizabeth, it's very calming. It's like, it's very relaxing. So
Right?
you just put in those colors, right? Okay, there
Yeah,
you
we don't want to stress when we're crafting at all. We want to have fun. We want to, not think too hard on it and stuff. So I've got my yellow down in a few spots, and I'm going to go over those areas with a little bit of my orange. And I'm not going to go like all the way across this time. So there's going to be some breaks in there. So it's looking kind of weird. But if you ever search like nebula pictures and stuff, there's all sorts of colors in there. You could literally make your galaxy with your favorite colors, and it's just going to be awesome.
Yeah, and
now I'm going in with...
Yes, the nice thing about these oxides also, Elizabeth, right? It's okay to layer them. But when you layer them, do you actually need to let them dry a bit, or you can just go ahead and layer?
No, I don't have time for things to dry. I gotta go. Yeah, no, we just now, because the oxides are so smooth, and if we don't want them to blend, we just kind of want them to lay on each other. We're not going to go back and forth. I literally put my brush down and pull a streak.
Okay.
So we pull just a streak, we grab some more color, and we maybe push a streak. So then we're adding this nice blue.
Just don't do like up and down or push and pull. Okay, there you go. If you don't want to set it, but if you have time to like dry it, then go ahead, right? So, this is already looking very beautiful.
They'll still interact with each other even if they're dry, because oxide is it's a different chemical than like the rest. And then we're gonna
if you don't add water, right? Yes, it will.
Right. And then
How
we're going
many
to add our
colors are
last
we
color.
in now? You've been adding so many colors. I lost count how many colors Elizabeth has laid down. Look
That's
at that.
four colors are down. We're going on our fifth
colors.
one. It's like
All
a
right.
rainbow. We're just missing the
Awesome.
red. Okay, and so we're going to pick some areas and just drag some purple through. And if you're picking up different colors, you can wipe your brush in between. It comes right off. So I picked up some blue on my purple brush, so I just wiped it right off because we've got a lot of color now. And there's a void right here, so I'm going to stick that in there. And then we're just going to either add more of something or whatnot, but we have this nice, that's it.
Very beautiful.
We have this nice stripities.
Okay, so Elizabeth started out with a black cardstock as a background.
Right.
Okay, but you can also use white, as she mentioned that as well. So it's
Yep, you would just use the different inks for that.
Oh, not oxides?
So the oxides on white paper, they're to me, they're not as vibrant.
Okay.
So I mean, you could absolutely, but I when I use white paper to do like an aurora borealis or anything, I use my regular inks for that.
Oh, okay.
And then I wanted my green to come back in a little bit, so I went ahead and pulled that, and then I'm going to go back in with a little bit of purple. I'm going to just hit a couple of areas that I want a little bit more purpley.
So
and then
this is a very nice tutorial, guys. It's super easy. And Debbie's here. I know Debbie was live a little bit earlier today. Hi, Debbie. Good morning. Good evening, my friend. There you go. So what's the next step?
Okay, now we're going to add our splashes. I'm going to slide this over just a little bit. I have, this here is Dr. P.H. Martin's Pen White. I like this because it stays white. Although on the oxides, it does fade back a little bit. But it doesn't, it just makes it look like the stars are further back. So I just put a little bit on my glass mat because it'll clean up easy peasy. Then I have this nice little fan brush. It's one of my faves.
Yes,
we're just gonna. I have a jar of water here, so I'm picking up quite a bit of water, and I'm gonna dab it next to the white, and then I'm just gonna kind of merge them. So I have concentrate and then watered down version. And then we're going to come over here and we're just going to tap.
Okay, I have a question
and it's going to give us
Elizabeth, only if you won't know how. Okay, because I can't, I want only those kinds of tiny dots. But sometimes when I do that, I end up with like big splats of white ink. So do you have like an So
yeah, I got a big splat of water right there.
Okay.
So the it's practice and not overloading. Sometimes we put too much on. And so that's why I like this little fan brush. I don't even know what size he is. He's a 12/0, if that matters. But he's just he's an oldie. And so we had watered down spots, which send it back. And then we get our concentrate, which gives us more white.
All right.
So that's
when you do that, when you add that detail, Elizabeth, do you need to like put it all around or just in one specific area?
I splatter it everywhere. I just, wherever it lands, it lands. Okay. And we're not sad if we get little weird things, because we might put something over the top of it and it'll be fine.
All right. So don't stress,
if that makes sense.
Don't stress out, right?
Yeah,
so
never stress, because I always say boo-boos are just invitations for accessories like bling, pops of color, gems, sequins.
Yes. Yeah.
Like if you have a boo-boo, we could put a sequin right over that and nobody would know.
Exactly. And Jay has another suggestion for us, guys. So, golden high flow titanium white acrylic. I think this one is pretty great too. Okay, yes. The golden is it's a brand. Okay, so golden kind of spendy but really really nice products. I agree, Jay.
Right.
So, do you add
Yeah.
black over that ECR? Because I know that's what they used to do, right? So after that,
You
yes.
totally could. But if you're looking in on a zoomed in nebula,
Mm-hmm.
there's like, it's all just beautiful colors and whatnot. So a lot of the times I don't. If I don't cake on the ink,
Mhm.
it'll leave little black specks from the paper.
Mm-hmm.
And but we can definitely show in our next one, we can go back through with some black ink.
All right. So this is
If
just
you guys
one
want.
technique. Okay. So there are actually several ways to do this, right? So this
Oh,
is the
yeah,
first
there's a
one.
bazillion and 20 ways to do this. And
But this is just one
yeah,
quick,
it's
very quick way to, create something like this. All right. So you're adding metallic gold.
yes. So see, and I got some big water drops because I had too much water on here.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. So this one I bought off of somebody handmade these colors, and I
Awesome.
was like, I need some of those.
Okay, Elizabeth, there
But
are
it's
questions. They really want to know the oxide colors that you used for this, so that probably we can also recreate. So can you
yes.
run down through the colors? I'll write it and I'll put it in chat.
Okay. I don't know if it matters, but I also put a little form for you in the eCam sign up thingy that had the list of oxides. So I don't know if that would be easy to
hold on.
copy
Hold
and
on.
paste.
Okay, guys, I actually placed that in the description of our video today. So I'm going to pull that out. It's in the
But yes.
description of the video. So if you go, oops, sorry about that. Oops, remove that sound because I went on to my, okay, here you go, guys. I'm copying it and I'm going to paste it on to here in the actual screen so that you can see it. All right, so hold on, there you go.
But yes,
Oops,
we use twisted citron,
okay, there
wilted
you go, guys.
violet.
Okay, let me see, I'm looking for a spot okay, that I can
spiced marmalade. And I'm using these colors because that's what I have. I do not own all the distress oxides. I have a fair amount of them.
Right.
This one is peacock feathers.
All right. So guys, okay, screenshot. There you go.
And squeezed marmalade.
All right.
But yes.
So these are the colors of the distress oxide inks. Again, for those coming on replay, everything is in the description of this video because Elizabeth actually sent it to me earlier. I just forgot that it's there and I just pulled it out and now it's on screen, right? So you could take a picture of this one. Perfect, right? So if you want this kind of look, okay, these are the distress oxide inks that Elizabeth actually used for this. There you go, guys. All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. So that's one way of doing it. All right.
Yes.
So, okay. So maybe we move on to the next one and then we will, okay, after maybe just one or, 2 or 3. How many techniques do you want to show us today, Elizabeth?
Let me show one more.
Okay, one more. So we'll do 2 and then we will assemble. Okay, there you go.
Okay. And then you're gonna craft along, right?
Oh, yes. I am.
Okay, so again, we just use our regular black paper. We get this in here. And so say like you have a planet and you need a spot. Maybe you want to put a planet up here. And that's what Miss Mommy Guide had seen is I had done put the earth in there and then went around that. Now for that, you will need some white. And I did not put that on my list, but you guys, just a nice white ink will do. I have the Hero Arts White, which I have to find its brush. because it has issues. It has its own brush. And it makes my brush kind of crusty. It's weird. So I have to push into it like so. And depending on where you want your planet or moon or whatever, you're going to pick that area. And again, with the C motions, okay, because your planet is going to be round, we could go like that. And I'm just going to fill this in the whites. And that filled in area, you'll put your little planet on there. Sorry, I don't have a planet. I wasn't prepared for that. Let's pretend our snowflake is a planet.
Right, winter sky, right? Yeah.
Right? So if you have your moon or your planet, you're going to want a nice white fuzzy halo hanging around that because it does give off light. So you're going to have your white area before you run into your color. And we're just going to load that up and then fan it out, basically like cleaning your brush out a little bit. So we're still in that white or light color, and we're not too worried about it looking fabulous because all of the gases and stuff out there in the universe, they're wispy, they're not perfect, they're not, you know, solid little bands. And then we're going to build out from there. We're going to grab our yellow this time. We're going to start there. And we're going to do the same thing. The same C motion. Not as heavy this time. And I'm just going to kind of wiggle it in there. So it's going to come in and then wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just add some, like, I don't know, misty area in there. So there's our yellow. Yeah, we're gonna go into our green. Because say like my nebula has the green, or if you're doing the Aurora Borealis, that does have that in there. And then we're just gonna wiggle that in there too. We're gonna wiggle it in from this area.
As you were able to experience several, right, episodes or times where you actually got to see it, right?
I've never seen it in person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never. It came through Ohio once, but I forgot that it was showing up, and so I missed it. And then, so that was our yellow and green. This time I'm going to go with the blue right next to the green, and we're going to kind of blend that in there. And I'm just going to put it there, and maybe a little bit by the moon, if we were to put a moon there.
Okay, so it's really more of preference, right? So doesn't have to be like specifically this much here, you know, do it here and there, right? So what resonates with you? That's it's so fun to play around with, you know, with what you have.
And then we're going to add a little bit of purple into that blue area and roll it a little bit across and up to kind of blend it in there. And it will turn it a little bit brown because we're going from the purple into the green. And that's okay because some nebulas have brown in them. And that's another thing too, is when I need inspiration, I'll Google it. I'll be like, what does a nebula look like? Show me some nebulas. And it'll pull out some really beautiful things for me to look at.
Right.
I'm going to pull out my
like
black.
Purple. It's not just black. It's not just, so it's a variety and different kinds of, you know, colors altogether.
Right. Now, my black brush, I do have a little guy for that. I don't have a big guy. And then we're going to go back in and add some more black to some areas. And so we're just going to, just like we did with everything else, we're going to bounce it. We're just going to wiggle, 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 wiggle. And then we're just going to get a little bit of that wiggled in there. And this is what Dawn was asking. She's like, do you add that black back in? Yes, no, whatever you feel like. And then if we need more blue, which is great because you can just go back and add it back in. And then you've created layers of black and the colors, and maybe you decided you need a little bit blue down there, and you can go back and add that. So we have that, and let's go ahead and add a little bit more of that yellow back in.
Yes, the nice thing about oxides, right? So you can always go back and layer it, and it's fine.
Right. And I'll try and show this a little bit close up, that it once we peel it off of this, let me show you without all of the weird background stuff. Ugh. But we've just created a moody background. I'm trying to figure out where my a moody little background. And then we could put our moon here, and if we put our moon here and it's not bright enough, we just go back in with that white and then lighten up that little area wherever we put our moon or planet, whatever you have going there, and just know it's going to have a little bit of a glow behind it. So you'll want to add that little bit of white around it. And then we do the same thing we did before to just spruce it up. Try not to put our fingerprints in it. Get that out of there. We're gonna ink it up with some splatters. So we're gonna take our white.
So that's like the final touch will be, to put a little bit of splatters, because if it's galaxy, right? So we do have those patches of light that come from, the stars that are up there, right? They're the brightest ones actually up there. Okay, not the planets. They just get light from the stars, right? Or from the sun. Okay, so there you go. That's super awesome. Okay, I'm actually doing something. Okay, let's show them. Okay, so I'm actually working with some stuff here. So these are just my black ones as a background. It's a hot mess at this point, but something I actually learned from doing this, okay, not a lot, but the several times I actually did this, was it looks ugly and, kind of something you would probably not like. And immediately upon seeing it, you would throw. But remember, Elizabeth would always say this, as well as T, not afraid of color. Trust the process, right? Trust the process, okay? Just, let it go. If it, in the end doesn't work, it's okay. At least it's a learning process. So if you don't feel like it's nice enough or it's good enough, just finish it up. There's a specific steps, right? So there you go. So okay, so when you put splatters, like what Elizabeth is doing, right? So she's not just putting white splatters. You can actually, put in like gold. I saw you put a flicker of gold as well. So although of course we saw, if you would look at the YouTube and internet, you would see that a lot of people would end it with splatters of white acrylic ink.
Yes.
But in the end, I like what Elizabeth has been doing, and that she mixes it up, and then look at that shimmer.
Yeah, so this one has a white shimmer metallic watercolor and a coppery white, or a coppery metallic watercolor. So yeah, you can, and that's the fun thing about galaxies, is they're really unknown, and so you can add the shiny bits, you can add whatever you want to that, and we just let it dry. But you can see I do have some wet areas that were kind of big, and we just leave them to dry. Another thing you can use are your spritzers, your mica spritzers. For those, I would shake them up and pull the lid off, and then tap the stick. Here, let me show you.
Okay, yay. I have here, the only mica spray I have, Elizabeth, is the, what do you call this? Brushed pewter, tarnished brass, and the bronze. These are the three that was, the first ones to be released. The first three colors. That's the only one I have.
Yes.
Okay.
Metallics go for everything. This one's a little green, but if you take your lid off, okay, there's ink and stuff in there, and then you can splatter those. And so we're gonna get some green on this one because, well, it's my favorite color.
Nice.
And then there, if you don't have long nails to tap, you can.
The edge of your finger.
So
Or another pen,
you
or another,
yeah,
anything you can tap it
you
on.
find something that you can help hit it on. So for me, it would be basically you're hitting the cap.
Okay.
And so you're going to be able to get that. And if you're using a paintbrush, same thing. You'll pull out your paintbrush, you'll get your color on it, and then you're going to like crisscross tap them. And it'll help pull out that color for you. And I have splatters everywhere, you guys. Use a splat box, my friends. Use a splat box.
Yes.
But,
you know what my splat box is? Okay, I'm going to show you. You know, when we buy from one of our favorites like IKEA, right? And then they always come with something like a box. I just chop off the edge like so.
Right.
There, I have my splat box. Right? So there you go.
And then this one is even more shiny because we added some mica splatters to it.
Awesome.
But yeah, so those will dry. The mica sprays do take a little bit longer to dry, so just keep that in mind. You'll either hit it with a heat tool or just wait. So we've done swipey swipes with the C formation, and then we've done swirly swirls with our brush. So whatever you're comfortable with or feel like you want to do. This one here, we added more black back in, and then this one would be like a zoomed in nebula kind of thing.
See, the other one, you actually just have a black background, the first one, right? And then you just added splatters of white color. So the other one, that is the one where you just, added white ink. Okay, so there you go. Choose your poison, so to speak, right? So whatever it is you feel like doing, there are many ways of doing this. It's not the other is right or better over the other. It's more of really, guys, a preference. Which one do you want best, right? So it's absolutely up to you. So this one now, I'm actually, I started with white. Okay, so now I'm just adding the black onto it. Okay, it doesn't have to be colored exactly. Okay.
Right.
So I feel I'm just, then I'll just dry that up. Okay, this is
and you're doing an ink smooshing technique for yours.
Because for me, that's the easiest. But see, in my case, there's no, like, I have to think it goes this way. No, it's really just a mashup of things. That's why I like Elizabeth's style, because, there's a story. It looks like in the beginning, it's as if, but there is no reason behind it. But actually there is, when you actually look at photos of like Aurora Borealis, it does have that shape, guys, that C shape that Elizabeth was saying. It really looks like that. So mine is more of like, I think this is more like like the sky when it's like probably there's storm, stuff like that,
right?
So but if you want that kind of like Aurora Borealis kind of look, I would I would do what Elizabeth taught us today. That is going to be super nice. Okay, so I'm done with those two. Okay, so see, I was doing something behind the scenes, guys. There you go.
But
okay. And then I will cut this up. Okay,
we're gonna start with this one.
I just find that because my Distress Oxide black suit is a little bit dry already. So if I try to blend, it's gonna take me forever, my friends. So I find that doing this is a much better way of putting black onto it. Actually, it doesn't have to be black, right? You can actually use also dark blue, Elizabeth.
Right. Oh yes.
So there you go, guys. So yes, okay. Let me check if there are questions in the chat. Oh, Pam had to leave. Bye, Pam. And then you have Justine. Hi, Justine. All right. And Melissa coming in. Hi, Melissa. Okay, Glow, I've seen a lot of YouTubers do circles of the various colors instead of the C. Do you ever do the circle method? I think
no. I don't think I've ever done the circle method.
Okay.
Because that would put a focal around something. I don't know if I've ever done that.
Okay, Maddie said lovely backgrounds, but not what I picture when I think of galaxies, right? Because normally, Elizabeth actually mentioned that it's more of aurora borealis inspired, right? So that was the
Right.
peg that she was following for the earlier ones. There you go. Lovely, said Debbie J. Melissa, what do you think of when you say galaxy? Just curious, right? So yes, that's true, right? So we all have like a specific vision of what a galaxy would look like, right? So again,
Right.
what you feel you want, then absolutely you can. I'm sure that if you change just the colors that you're using, right? Like look at this. Okay, so maybe if you want to do the circles instead of laying down patches like this, like what Elizabeth is doing and what I did, you can actually lay them down in circles and try it out, right? And see what it looks like. Yes, more blues and black with highlights and splatter. I may be mistaking galaxy for night sky. Oh, you know what? You're right. So I think the difference between a night sky and a galaxy sky, from what I remember from my astronomy class, is that the galaxy is like far more brighter, far more like busier, because you have a lot of, you're not just talking about our galaxy, right? So you are talking about galaxies. So you have a bunch of planets, stars, asteroids, meteorites, all in, one thing, one setup. So that would have a lot of, elements there. So maybe, Maddie,
Right.
lots of different night skies. I do think more violet, dark blues for night sky, but EC are doing a more specific look for like the northern lights. Oh, there you go. That's what you call it, the northern lights or space sky. Yes, I think so. Yes, but thank you so much for the inputs, my friends, right? That's how we learn, right? So we learn from each other, right? It is that very pretty, both of you. Thank you so much, Glo. The swirly swirl looks like northern lights. Exactly, right? So there you go. And if you don't feel like it, the nice thing about if you don't still, feel it's okay, the nice thing about what do you call this, Elizabeth? This oxides that we both are using is that you can always layer it.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
If you need more, just layer it up.
yeah. Oh no, it has fully been covered. I can no longer see some of the colors I put down. Okay, put it back. Right? So
Yep.
don't worry. You can always put it back, right? So don't worry, friends. Okay, that's something something I learned from doing the lives. I learned to be a little bit more relax. I used to be like always on tiptoes, feeling that it has to be correct all the time. What if I did it wrong?
Oh no.
Elizabeth, if you watch her videos and her live streams, she would make mistakes, and that's fine. She will try to remedy it. If she can't, it's okay. Right?
Yep.
She will not hide it from us and say that no. She will tell, oh no, I made a
Oh
mistake.
no.
That's fine. Right?
You get it. Yeah,
Yes.
you get to see it all.
Exactly.
If I muck it up, you're gonna see it.
Yeah, and that's actually one thing I like
Otherwise-
about your lives, Elizabeth. It's like no sugarcoating anything. What you see, what you get. Okay, if there is some mistakes today, where it's not always a perfect day, right? So be it.
Right?
The same thing with T, right? T would always say, just trust the process. It's just she also has created a lot of things that she was not happy with, but she let it be. She went back to it after a while. Eventually, she liked it, right? So sometimes there's
Right.
just days that we just had to let it be, right? So there you go. So in this case, I don't know what kind of mess I'm doing. Just kidding. We'll see. Okay, I'm just doing the preliminary, guys. So for most of you, you do know that I like doing things in multiples. Okay, just like what Elizabeth is doing right now. And then after that, I go back and do the last part, and then we turn it into cards. Okay, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm
so-
not one to do a lot of multiples. I'm like, let's just one and done.
Yeah, it's
I like to one and done.
Oh, me, because
But-
for me all the time, it's like if I make a mistake, I have a backup. That's the
Yeah,
mindset.
me, I'm like,
Yeah.
nope. If I make a mistake, we're gonna fix it and you still use it because
Yeah.
I got other things to do.
And normally it's not as if when you make more, it means that you, what if everything is wrong or everything is not to your liking? It's okay,
Right.
right? Yeah, it
Yeah,
does
and that
happen.
happens. I mean, I
Yes.
threw away a card the other day. I hated it. I made it and I'm like, what was I thinking? And it's in the rubbish bin right now. It's in the landfill somewhere because it was terrible. And it happens. And I showed everybody. I'm like, look at this thing. It's a hot mess.
Ah,
But yeah,
oh my
so
goodness.
and they're like, "Oh, you can do this, you can do that." And I kept it and I was thinking about doing the things with it and then I'm like, "Nope, I can't. I can't even look at it." And I threw
I
it out.
have a question for this one. You know how the Linda's Gang Magicals has that specific like shiny shimmery color and with specific blends. I think, have you tried using this to actually create like a galaxy background? I feel we can, right?
That definitely looks like something I would use in one of my galaxies. I
Right?
don't think I've heard of that brand or those.
The
Are those
magicals.
inks?
These are actually like what do you call this? Like mica kind of thing. It glit and then it's magical because even if it's like blue, you would see different splashes of colors in it when you actually activate it with water. Okay, I will
Okay.
do. I'll
Oh,
try
okay.
it.
Like
Okay.
sprinkly goodness.
Okay,
Okay.
yes, yes. So let's try it. Okay, because I've never actually
You betcha.
tried. Okay, so basically we'll just lay down some pieces of this one. You don't need a lot, really. It's just a little bit of this color. Okay, so that is actually already a lot, right? So let's
Right.
put in that one. See, this is supposed to be green, but look at that. It looks yellow, right? But don't worry,
Right.
guys. That's the magic thing.
Trust the process.
Yes, that's why it's called magicals because really, it's like magic. Because when you spritz water in it, it turns into like a bazillion, colors. Okay, and it's super
Yeah.
nice. Okay, so I
I
was
have
thinking,
those.
yes,
I have the ones called pigment powders.
yes, there. I think these are called these are actually I think pigment powders. This is just Lindy's Gang is the brand.
Okay.
Yes, but I think yes, that's what you call it. Yes. So have
Gotcha.
you tried those for creating your backgrounds, galaxy kind of theme backgrounds?
I use them just to make fun, bright backgrounds because they're a lot of fun to use. But
Right.
I do want to make an adjustment on my. I said that the oxides on white paper were not as vibrant, and
Mhm.
I am taken aback. I don't know what I did
Right?
or why
It's
I thought that, but this on white cardstock turned out really good.
really nice.
And yeah, for this, I just drug the black through it and it just, I don't know, it just gave it some really interesting bits. So yeah, you can definitely use a white or a black base with your oxides and they will both be beautiful and just give you a different look. I think it blended better on the white cardstock than it did on the black. That's for sure. That was really
Okay.
nice.
This is a super
yeah.
hot mess. There you go. It doesn't look nice right now. Okay, so I'm even using my hands to do that. Okay. Okay, and then we will just dry it and let's see what it looks like. So we're just, experimenting here. So just a
Yes.
splash of color.
It's just
here and there.
paper.
Yeah, it's just paper. If we don't like it, then so be it, right? So there you go.
Right?
I'm just removing the different splashes. Okay, so where is that? Okay, the wooden stuff. Okay, and let's see. Oh, it's already very shiny, shimmery. Okay. Because it's actually has that shimmer already, right? The pigment. So
Right?
these are actually pigment powders. There you go. But there you can
Oops,
see
come
the
on.
different colors. It's like they burst out into different colors. I love it. And this is another thing that I have a lot, but I don't feel I have been using it enough. So I think I should in 2025 use this more because I just have so many of this, but I have
Right?
feel I have not given it much love because I haven't been using it. Okay, there
Oh,
you
that's
go.
not picking up at all.
Okay,
Okay, fine.
this is really nice. So let me just grab that. So Elizabeth is actually just doing something because she's already done. Okay, you can turn them into cards now, my friends. If you want, you can start. Okay, I'll catch up.
All right.
Okay, I will just
We can do
splatter this with the white ink. Okay, I'll catch up. I'm gonna do a catch up. Okay, while we check on the chat as well. Okay, mica pigment powder. There you go. I have more hot mess than than usable panels. High five, Maddie. I feel you. Oh, Lindy. Yes, yes. Easy R. You just cut those cards into strips and make backgrounds. Oh, you're right. Right? So when you splatter, if you get bigger blotches, that's okay because space stuff is all sizes. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Okay.
Right?
Thank you, thank you. All right. Lala, yours look like Monet, right? But yes, but they are not yet. Thank you. But we need to finalize. Messy palette of AU. Is it Australia? Mica pigment powder. Yes, thank you so much, my friends. All right. So, are you fond of using that as well? Don't sneeze into the open jar. Ask me how I know. I know.
Right?
I've
Don't
done.
breathe around them.
I know, right? Absolutely. I've experienced that as well. Of course, the first time I opened them, I did that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did a finger
Oh, black
tap
paper.
on mine
Yes.
and the powder went everywhere. And I'm like, okay, so now I just scoop it out of the lid. I shake it and
Uh-huh.
whatever sticks to the lid, I brush onto the project because it goes everywhere. And a little bit goes a long way.
There you go. So I have
But
the
yeah,
High Juice PH Martin High Juice watercolor white, and then I have the PH Martin bleed proof white. The thing is that I've had this for a very long time. It's already almost dried up, but it's okay because when you wet it, right, it's still gonna
right.
give you that one. Okay. So I'm afraid to use this one, but let's see. It's okay. Do not be afraid, Lala.
Nope.
Okay.
Fear not your crafty projects or
Yeah, fear not.
products.
You know, when I am with somebody who is fearless, like Elizabeth, I feel, I get the same vibe. Normally, I would be always afraid. But when you're with someone who is like, just go for it, right? So, okay.
Yes.
Okay, this is me praying I don't create a lot of, big splatters. But as Dawn said, it's okay. And also Elizabeth mentioned, it's okay. Because I will actually cut this up a little bit smaller, okay, for the cards that I want to prepare later. Okay, so again, guys, so as you can see, mine is far, far from a perfect galaxy sky or background, but it's fine. Okay. As long as, it's okay with you, I think that's the most important thing. If this is not
Right.
for a competition or anything, if you're happy with it, then it's fine, right? The important thing is it's your work. You have to be happy with it. Embrace. Imagine who would have ever thought that, I would be actually trying these things out. I am always the scaredy cat, when I was younger, Elizabeth, my parents, I was the last one to learn how to drive. Because
Really?
my parents said, "Oh, you cannot drive because you're always like you easily get scared. You're always like hyper. It's like you just at the sight of something, you're like right. So you can't do that when you're driving. You have to focus.
Right.
You have to have like nerves of steel and stuff like that." But one thing I do have is I like challenge. When you say I can't do it,
We're
that
gonna do
makes
it
me
anyway.
say that makes me me want to prove you wrong.
Right?
Right? So I use that to to what do you call this, encourage myself as well. So but then of course the fear is always there. I think it took me about 2 years of driving. I started with a
Mhm.
stick shift before I
nice.
can actually really say I can drive comfortably without skipping a heartbeat or something when I start driving. Right? So it took a while, but I got there. And I think basically that's how it is when I learn a new technique. right? Especially if it's a technique that I'm, not comfortable with. It takes me a while.
Right.
Okay, but just do it. And
Yep.
always you can find people, people in the community. Like we have T, we have Elizabeth, we have Dawn, we have you all in the chat, right? To look into Jay, right? So if there's something that you want to check out and maybe you don't know, okay, let me see. Have they done this already? How did they do this? Okay, is there another way of doing it? Right? So
Oh, you betcha.
do not be afraid. Okay, I'm trying
Nope.
to
Nope.
use.
Yeah, if you let the fear take hold, you'll never get to experience the joy of getting it done. And even if you do it and it's a hot mess, well, you just do it again.
There you go.
Because it's
Do
just
it
paper.
again.
It's just the thing.
Exactly. What does it look like if you spray? What happens if you spray it, Elizabeth? I feel I'm not getting the kind of. It's gonna be too concentrated, too big, right?
If you spray it, it's gonna cover the whole area.
Okay, got it. So it's really.
But you can take it and spray it on your mat and then pick it up with a brush and flick it.
Okay, yeah. Basically, that's what I had to do. I almost, another thing that's not nice. I'm impatient, right? So like that's why I think
both.
like you have to dry. I want to finish it, right? So again,
Right?
something I needed to learn is trust the process. You have to wait. Okay, there is a waiting time.
Yeah,
Okay,
the waiting
there you go.
game is sometimes it's annoying but necessary.
Yeah. And sometimes it really looks like a hot mess in the beginning, right? So it's like, oh my goodness. And then I would throw it out. Okay, that's a beginner boo-boo, right? So it's as if you feel like if you do this, it's gonna be, it's gonna look like, even sometimes the drying process itself, it will have a different look, right? Sometimes you feel it's too strong, but as it dries, you'll feel, oh, it's become a little bit, tame, muted. I like that better. So you just, have to give it time.
Yes, because a lot of things dry back.
Right?
And we have to have the patience and the okay to be like, yeah, it's okay. It can dry back.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, and be okay with that too, because, it might just need to be that way for a reason.
Exactly. And that's how, a lot of things actually get discovered, right? I always, I love the story about, the thing that we love using. What's it called? The Post-it notes?
Mm-hmm.
They were actually trying to figure out and find, they were looking for trying to create a adhesive that's gonna be really, really strong. But they always end up, it's not enough until somebody just placed it at the back of the paper, one of the developers, and then eventually they figured out that, oh, this can be used for something that you want to reposition, right? So there, and then the Post-it became one of their best-selling products. So but that was
Happy accidents.
Yes,
we gotta love
right?
those.
That was not the intent for that. It was supposed to be for a different thing. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so now let's turn this into cards. Okay, so I'll be using, so because I am gonna cheat, I'll be using finished ephemeras from Art by Marlin, because she had this out of this world with glitter paper elements that I have, which is
Nice.
perfect, right? So just the perfect elements for this galaxy background. So I'm gonna cheat.
So for my first one, I just took some glitter paper, which I cut some snowflakes, and the particular one had little circle-y bits. So I just added those to this. This one's done. I really like this. I don't want to cover it up. So this one's done.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Sometimes we just can't cover up what we create. And then other times we're like, yep, we're going to cover all sorts of stuff up.
So true. There you go. Let me see which one do I want? Yeah, that's a different look.
And another tip for your oxides, when you're gluing things down, like you can still move the oxides and maybe your micas are still wet. Flip it over onto your glass mat, a clean area, and press it from the back. That way there you're not running your fingers through the micas or anything like that.
Perfect. See?
And then there's that. But this one, I got some snowflakes that I thought would be fun.
Exactly. Nice. Okay.
Nice and icy.
And
that's what these outer space colors, it's basically the softer side of the rainbow. Like the bright, but not red. Although you could put a little bit if you're looking at a picture of a nebula and it has some red in there, by all means pop that in there. But the greens and the blues and the purples are chilly. They're chilly colors. They're your winter colors. And using those here, we're able to make like a wintry sky for our snowflakes.
Beautiful.
And I think I like that. I don't know if I want those overlapped.
So
We need one.
So it's very, what do you call this? The galaxy backgrounds is such a great way to, add just a few more elements here and there.
Right.
It always already looks beautiful.
Right. And if you don't want to cover it up too much, well, that's the great thing. You don't have to. You can just put a little teeny sentiment, a little bow, a little whatever you need just to convey, the purpose of the card. Oops. Get our finger stuck in there. But, yeah. I like making backgrounds. Sometimes I make a lot, and then I have a whole bin of them. And I don't use them all. I need to go through and
I normally was able to watch you when you go live. It's just that most of the time I have to prep for work, so I'm just watching. So I actually really see, how amazing you turn all of this things from scratch. That's another thing I like about watching you. You really start from scratch, and then you see things come to life. Again, it's not perfection. Okay, I like that as well about you, right? So
yeah, I don't strive for perfection. Yeah. If I get it, we're like, yes. Like when you're die cutting and you do your image, you put that die over it to cut it out, so you don't have to fussy cut. And then it's perfect, and you're like, hot dog. That's wonderful. But if it's not, you're still okay with it because, most of the time that's how they turn out. But yeah, so we just glued this little guys down for our little snowy background. And they're both glitter papers. I don't know if you guys can see, but our snowflakes are glittery. So it just adds more bling to that. And then I have, you guys, I put together a tree. I put together a tree for this one. Look at our snowy tree.
Yeah, so now, since you are able, so the thing I do as well, it's like when I have all these things out already. So it's just nice to do, several already since everything is out already, right? So, and then it doesn't have to be like you're gonna use it now. You can always use it for later. At least since it's already there, and it takes me a lot of, to start something. It's like, I'm gonna be lazy. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it next. And then so when I finally get the chance to bring all these things out, I will grab that chance to actually smash some more so that I have a little bit of everything, right? Again, that is if you want to. That's a perfect opportunity for you to actually do this as well. So
especially something like this where you're using a lot of color and a lot of brushes. bust out a few. I mean,
Yeah.
then you have this. We basically have the same thing. We have these galaxy gloriousness, and then if you just have them ready and you're like, oh, I need something for a friend who's graduating, you can easily just put a congratulations on this. It'll go for anything. A happy birthday, throw a balloon on there. You need a winter card, throw some snowflakes on there. Make sure they're glued down though. Why did this one come up? But you just plop that right back down there.
There you
And
go.
then or if you have something specific in mind, you make your galaxies for your Christmas tree or your winter tree, and then that's done. I mean, I love dies that just make your life so easy. And I made this just before coming live with Lala, so it actually didn't take very long to create this tree at all. Like a couple minutes, and I was done making this tree.
And I think that's one of the very reasons why I got hooked on, and that's why I started as well creating content, because I really love watching people do stuff, right?
Right.
Specifically with like, oh, you can actually do that, right? Oh, okay, I'm gonna do that as well. So it's really, inspiring. And so you see, that's why I like Elizabeth putting all these things like in an instant, right? So it's really very encouraging to see that that is possible, right?
All right.
So you don't need to like prepare, because some people think that for you to be able to do what we do, okay, it takes a lot of preparation. Okay, it can.
Mm-mm.
Don't
Mm-hmm.
get me wrong. It can. There are really projects that we do need to takes time to prepare.
Right.
And sometimes really like there are days where you're really just not inspired. That happens,
Isn't that the truth?
right?
But
So,
but and then things like this, these
mhm,
snowflakes, it was a whole panel. You cut the panel and then you have snowflakes left over. So I just cut the
exactly.
panel twice out of the white glitter and the silver glitter, and I've
Uh-huh.
got these for projects for days.
There you
Speaking
go.
of which, I could plop that guy on there. Ooh, we might do that. I like that. But and then we used the little roundy bits and we used them here, which you could also put these in shaker cards and stuff. So it's never a waste. And if you do extras, well, then you have extras. And
Exactly.
then you can go, oh, I need a snowflake. Well, what color? Do we want white or do we want silver?
Yes, that's why
And
also sometimes when we have a project, right, and we're going live, or we join challenges, right? So it's sometimes
mhm,
easy because, oh, I remember I already did this. I have something like this already. I did this before. So I'll just grab that. I already have a sentiment that I've already hit embossed. Sometimes I do it in white, in black, in in different colors,
right,
right? So
right.
all right, so there you go. That's one there. Okay, so I'm just putting this together, Elizabeth. Sorry, I'm trying as
Oh
working
no,
as
you're fine.
fast
I'm
as I
I'm reading it.
can. Okay, so
Yeah.
guys, okay, so maybe you can just if you can read what people are saying, because I am
Yes,
actually
they
not
they love the tree. They love the tree. The tree has stolen Maddie's heart, which is
aw.
a Simon Hurley. If anybody knows me, I have a lot of
Yes.
his stuff. But it's the classic Christmas tree, and it is classic. It's super easy to put together because you don't have to line it up at all. They give you a nice back piece to hold all the pieces. They give you the sticky branch with all the twiggy pieces, and then they give you 3 bunches of foliage to lay on top, and
Yeah, and I see like
it
something like a
doesn't matter how
vellum.
you place it.
Oh no, it's glitter. I thought it was vellum. It was actually glitter. Glitter
Yeah, I
underneath.
have this wonderful, it's printable glitter too. Like you
Mm.
can run it through the printer and print on it. It's
Mm.
kind of cool, and it's a no shed. So I really like
Nice.
that about it, although I did get some ink on that one. But yeah, and then the silver glitter base, because I didn't want it too white on white. So we dropped in the little glitter in the background. But
See,
yeah, and then another is the
that's a die
snowflake
from
panel is also
Simon.
Simon Hurley.
Okay, there
Well,
you
I'm sorry,
go.
what was that?
Yes, I was saying that that's from Simon. right? So that's one
Yeah.
of his
Simon
products.
Early.
Yes,
I was like,
yes.
I haven't used the tree enough. And I was like, I'm going to do this galaxy, this aurora borealis, this beautiful sky just for my tree. And I'm glad I did
So guys, if
because
you
he looks fabulous.
like sometimes maybe you have, you like Simon Hurley's stuff and you like Tim Holtz's stuff, but then like how do you actually create using them, right? So it's not as if, you sometimes you just need to see how it's being used. Okay, so Elizabeth
Right.
actually does a lot of that. Okay, features a lot of Simon Hurley's because you're part of the design. Are you what do you call it for Simon? Is it
Yeah.
design team?
So I'm a guest designer for
Guest
him
designer,
for the
yes.
so but that is for mostly the stuff through Ranger.
Mhm.
This is Spellbinders, which I bought. I
Oh.
bought. I bought the
Mm-hmm.
whole release. I'm like, I
Right.
need that. So I did use my monies and I bought these.
Okay.
But when it's the Ranger releases, he contacts me and asks me if I want to do it. And I'm like, it's such a silly
Oh.
question. Of course I do.
And
So
hopefully, spellbinders would be able to see that. Okay, and see that it's wow, she does create a lot of, nice takes on this products.
right.
Send
But I do
over
have an
some
affiliate
stuff.
with Spellbinders.
Wow.
I don't get the product. I don't think my channel is big enough, and so I don't get a lot of referrals to
Mm.
their channel. Even though I have a wonderful group of people, I can't
Uh-huh.
ask them to buy everything.
Yes, in time, it takes a while sometimes for them to see everybody because it's just so many awesome, content creators as
Right.
well in the web. But I do know that when it comes to talent, of course, my gosh, Elizabeth is way up there, and that's one of the reasons why I have been following Elizabeth for quite a while now, and I especially love. Okay, not just her crafting, but her sense of humor as well. Not a dull moment,
Thank you.
guys. All right. So I do know that you have a Facebook group or you have a specific group where you actually do meet and on Zoom every now and then, right,
Yes.
Elizabeth? Okay. So how
Right.
do they join
One.
that?
So ugh, brain just stopped. So
Ah,
in the Facebook group. In the Facebook group, as long as you're a Facebook member,
uh-huh.
I post the Zoom link in there. I do have a couple of people that do not use Facebook, so I've contacted them and set up a way to send them the Zoom link. And I do it through a text, so they have to be okay with me having their number because I'm not a
Oh,
very
okay.
good emailer person.
Okay,
But
okay.
I will text those people um, once a month on the third Saturday of the month at 7 p.m. We start our Zoom. And it can go from 7 to 9, 7 to 11. A couple of times they ended at like 2 in the morning. But we get on there and we either craft or sometimes I do cleaning. I do like to clean when I have company. I don't know why. It just is easier for me. And then I can answer questions if anybody has questions, and we share our projects and we talk about the crafty things.
Okay. So how to
It's a
join
good
again,
way.
Elizabeth? Do you actually become part of the channel
I
member
set
or
up.
is it
Nope. All they got to do is be in the Facebook group, or if, like I said, they don't have Facebook, they can email me and say, "Hey, I'm a member of, I'm a subby. I watch you, but I don't want to be on Facebook." And I will say, "Okay, then we need your number, and we'll send you the thing via text."
all
But yeah,
right?
so yeah, you just need to be a subby and hang out with us on the YouTubes and then go join the Facebook group. And that's where I post the link for everybody is, those side chats for those communities.
Mm-hmm.
We put it in the chatty chat so people can see and click and join from Messenger, basically.
All right. So thank you
But
so
yeah,
much for that, Elizabeth. So I'm almost okay done, guys. So sorry. Okay.
no, don't
All right.
apologize.
And so the adventure begins. Okay, I'm trying to wrap up my cards here, just putting down, the sentiments. So this is
Oh, that one's so
the first
cute.
one, right? So just putting whatever sentiments I grab in here. That's it, pansit. Okay, it doesn't have to, sometimes it just is just because, right?
Hmm.
So doesn't have to
Yeah,
be, a reason why. Okay, every
your
day is a
cards
step
are
towards
so
your ideas. It
fabulous.
is it's good a place to start. Right. So this is actually imagine the thing is when you have a very like a galaxy background, sometimes a little bit busy already, right? So you don't
Right.
need to do a lot of things already in the rest of the card because that in itself is already too much of a good thing so to speak, right? Okay, so let me see, just one more and okay, there you go. I don't know, it's galaxy,
Fabulous.
but I just wanted to put this because she looks so gorgeous. Okay, and then I just wanted to say she is born to create. Okay, that is this one, but I need to put where is my foam tape? There you go. It's the foam tape at the back. Okay, so and then we're
Dawn
good to
says,
go.
you both made great cards.
Oh, thank
Sammy,
you.
Dawn also says, Lala, you should Zoom with us and craft. And
Oh,
Sammy Pie says,
yes.
sounds fun, Dawn. He.
All right. Okay, so let's first start again, okay, with Elizabeth to showcase the three cards. I know you did a run through of the three, but the others. Okay, for those who are
You
coming in
betcha.
on replay or just now. Okay, so this is what Elizabeth did for us today. She did this all from scratch earlier on. Okay, there you go.
Right. So this is our C motion, just getting a nice curve in there. Super quick, super easy. This is my go-to style right here. And we do some splatters to get some nice shine and sparkle. And then you just drop some ephemera, just like Lala did. She dropped ephemera on hers. And for me, I
Yeah,
dropped on some snowflakes. And
exactly.
which is great. Then you can have a card that opens that way or that way. Then this one, we instead of doing stripies, we took a little bit and did some squiggles of the color, and then we pulled back in the black, and then we went back over with the color, and it kind of layers it on a little bit so that you get a little bit more depth, and it's a little bit more dreamy, I think, in
Mm-hmm.
this look. And then we dropped another piece of ephemera that we've created, or if you have store-bought ephemera, perfect. Just drop it on and you've got a card that's good to go. We did a lot of splatters on this one. I've got green splatters, gold splatters, copper splatters, and just
Love
splatter
it.
it
And I love that.
with
Mm-hmm.
whatever's.
Splatters.
And then this
Yes.
one, and these both started on a black card base. This one, I wanted to revisit doing this on a white card just to see, because I said it was kind of dull, but it's actually very bright and vibrant on the white card base. But in order to bring in the black, I have a small brush and I just drug it in and loaded the ink up on the edge and just let it like layer, almost like veining,
Love it.
and just let it layer and drag in there. And then I went back over and added the highlights where I needed to. And then we just dropped on some of these little silver circle pieces that we cut out when we did our snowflakes, just to add a little bit more bling to our card. And this one
Yeah.
is done because I love this
Yeah.
one.
And that one,
So
Elizabeth, can be for any occasion, it's
right.
just so versatile a style. If you want to like smash a lot of, awesome backgrounds in preparation for whatever, that is a perfect way to do it. I love that. All right. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Okay. And now just showcase what I've done. Okay. So basically, this is what I've done. Of course, while Elizabeth was working on something a while ago, I crafted alongside with her. So the black card here was, where is it? Did I use it? Okay, I cannot even now remember which one was actually black. I think this one. Yes, because I can see the background. All right. So this is the one that I started with actual black cardstock. The rest are all from white. Okay, this all four are actually from a white cardstock. Okay, so just added the different colors. The colors that I used are basically I used mustard seed, salty ocean, seedless preserve, peacock feathers, picked raspberry, and faded jeans, and of course the black suit. Okay, so the thing basically for all this I just use ink smooshing, guys. That's it. Okay. The
Right?
reason why is because my black suit is almost dead. It's dying. I can't find my reinker. So
Oh no.
if I tried to brush, it's gonna take me forever. Okay. So I felt that just putting it on my glass mat and then spritzing it with water and just smooshing was the fastest. Okay, so I panicked a little bit at the background when Elizabeth was working, showing us the beginning. I said, Elizabeth said, "Don't panic, just go with the flow." So that's what I did. Okay, ink smooshing it.
Yep.
It is. So I didn't want to do the
Yep.
ink smooshing, but that's what I ended up doing. Okay, and then the rest are just ephemera and hold on. Okay, again the paper from where is it? See, I was just holding it. Okay, there you go. See, out of
I'm
this
glad I'm
world.
not the only one that does that.
Oh, I do
It was
all
right
the
here.
time, right? So it's out of this world. So it has about what? There's so many in this one. Okay, this is an old
That
one. I'm
is
not
so
sure.
awesome.
Right, if it's still available, but it has a lot of it's actually Christmas themed at the same time, like see, it has like holiday stuff as well, but it does have like planets and stuff and robots, so it's I love her. Okay, art by Marlin. And then, of course, I used some of her sentiments as well. When she does make a sentiment, she does it in white, in black, and then sometimes in craft. Okay, 3 times. So the same
Nice.
sentiment, there will be one in black, and then there's one in white, and then often there's also one in craft. Okay, so if you are in a rush for a sentiment, there you go. All right, so this is the first one. It's Born to Create. Right? It's so busy. I
That's so
don't know if
cute.
you're okay with that. Okay, but I really
I love
like,
it.
So since the back, it's just that, it's just perfect, right? So there's the
Right.
purple is there. So I love that. Okay, and this one, if you do want to use a little bit of metallic and at the same time, I dry emboss that one. I just use this I've had forever. I don't even. This is a 2D embossing folder. The one of the very first releases. It's not
I love
just
them.
2D, right? So it's just perfect with the metallic one. And then I added this dog, and so the adventure begins, right? So maybe if somebody is moving on to whatever, this is gonna be a perfect card for that. Okay, and this is actually I'm gonna send this to Jay because okay. Probably Linux did a change because it's purple. Linux is black. So be fearless in your pursuit of happiness. I love that, right? So, a cat in
Nice.
space. How awesome is that? All right. And this one, okay, stay a wild moonchild, right? So it's a different kind of take. I'm not so happy with this one, but it's fine. Okay, as we said, it's okay. All right,
Yep.
and then this one, okay, small miracle. So I just layered a bit of ephemeras. So again, I cheated on this one. I just used ephemeras, prepared
Not
sentiments.
cheating.
Okay. So
It's
that
not
is
cheating.
it. Okay, it's not cheating. That's what I did. Slap them
It's
all
not
together. All right. So again, okay. Oops. Okay, let me see.
Nope.
Okay. Sorry, Elizabeth. Okay, let's go
Oh
back to
no,
the
no.
chat. Okay, always fun with ECR. Absolutely. Yes, I would definitely do that, right? So I just need to know exactly when. Okay, sounds fun. All right. Lisa, hello. Thank you so much. Thank you, my friends, for being with us. We've been here about an hour and a half already. Both of your creations are so pretty. Thank you, Justine. And hello, Jamie. Thank you so much for dropping by, my friend. Hi, Glow. Yes, again, it's very inspiring. If I was not with Elizabeth, I probably would have not moved on because my black suit was dried up. So I was, how can you make a background without black, right? I was like, right? But
You
Elizabeth
can.
said,
I did it.
yeah. Okay, yes. See the blue, the aurora borealis, right? So Elizabeth showed that. So that's why it's so I'm so happy that Elizabeth went first and showed us different techniques. And so, you know, my OCness just took a back seat and said, it's okay. Just whatever it is that you come up with, that's fine. And thank you, Elizabeth. Really, you know,
Thank
it's always
you.
a pleasure to have you. And I hope that this is not the last. Again, happy holidays to you. All right. So tomorrow we're going to have Delise, Tapper Girl, and it's retro
Woohoo!
time. So when we say retro, we are not going to be using anything younger. Okay, 10 years at least. Okay, at least 10 years back. That's the earliest that we can use. All right, so let's see what stuff we're gonna make tomorrow, and if our adhesives will even be able to stick onto our project. So that's gonna be fun.
Right?
All right, so Elizabeth, again, invite them over. Okay, to all your socials. What time and when do you go live and stuff like that?
Okay. So on Instagram, I do post pictures sometimes in reels. And then I also have TikTok where I think I can start going live on TikTok. So I'm kind of excited. I had the
Go,
live
go.
button show up and I'm like, can I go live on TikTok? So I might be going live on TikTok.
Yes, the
And
experience
then
is not
Friday,
that
I
as
go
nice, but it's nice. Yeah, try,
Friday.
go.
Fridays,
Try.
I go live on Twitch at 10 p.m. Eastern. It's a late night Twitch, and we just do the crazies. And then Monday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. And then at 3 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays, I'm also on YouTube. But that one is geared to showing the products I love from the companies I support. So,
All right.
yeah, lots of lives.
Awesome. All right. So, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, please don't forget to hit that button before you move out today, and hope to see you tomorrow. And please, I am Mommy Guide Inc. on all the socials, and that is super exciting. So, please, so that you don't miss any of Elizabeth's content, whatever platform it is, make sure that you're following her and that you are subscribed to her. Looking forward to the TikToks. There you go. All right. So,
And
yes, Elizabeth.
TikTok's Mommy Guide has got it down. She's Mommy Guide everywhere. But I am Elizabeth Costa-Rogers and Chat with Sassy. Chat with Sassy on Twitch and TikTok.
All right. So there you go.
Sorry about that.
Yes. So guys, I actually put all the links for Elizabeth in the description of this video, right? So if you can't find Elizabeth Costa-Rogers, then just look for Chat with Sassy. Craft or chat? Chat with Sassy.
Yeah, like
there you
we
go.
chatty chat.
All right, chatty chat. All right, so we will dance this live out. Thank you so much again, Elizabeth, and have a great rest of the night, you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Elizabeth. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.